in AD 2024. Stream was beginning.
What happened?
Somebody set up us a stream. We get Finland.
What? Main screen, turn on. It's you.
How are you, gentlemen? All your stream are belong to us. You are on the way to entertainment.
What you say?
You have no chance to go make your time. Ha 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 ha. Captain,
Take off every means. You know what you doing. Move, cat. For great fun.
Sorry, one moment. Because I just realized the thing I need to do some cable management. Because I'm not the only one who's been moving things. So hi.
Over.
Also, yeah, I'm activating it now. I had the audio device muted because I was doing editing while loading. I managed to get 3 minutes of footage edited during the loading screen, so that's nice. So that should be a little bit of a clue on how long it usually takes. It's honestly, you know, it is not exaggeration to say that for every minute it takes approximately 5 minutes to edit. So for an hour-long video, it takes a minimum of 5 to 6 hours to edit. And that's just the video part. Oh, 100% John. 100% I will stream it. There's like no question about it. I just need to get myself a longer longer cable so I can stream it wired, because while I do like the wireless capabilities of the headset, there is a benefit of actually playing wired. So I need to get myself longer thingy. Actually, in fact, I have been testing it a bit. And I don't necessarily need a green screen room. It is, there is gonna be some graphical anomalies because of it, but I'm not gonna start remodeling the entire house for fucking VR. That's like way too much effort. Way too expensive, and I also don't have the space for it. So yeah, but it'll happen. One way or another. How you doing, Chaos? But what is happening today is more alone in the dark. So in that sense, main screen turn on. So, let's see where Chapter 4 brings us. We visited Taroya, found ourselves in the attic, and now we're back in Dorsetto, though just in a proper pulp novel style. It is a dark and stormy night. And I also hear things. I mean, it was about time for us to have need for the fucking flashlight. Because we really haven't used it since the beginning. I also admit that I am a bit achy, so I may fidget trying to find myself a good position. Because yesterday I went to work with the bicycle. It was nice weather when I left. But it wasn't quite as nice when I came back. So I got really wet and cold. Why, thank you, Chaos.
It's getting rough out there.
Oh, I noticed. Who knows, maybe I can be incentivized to give a demonstration. Even if it would mean quite a bunch of fidgeting.
I need the key.
I don't have...
If we could just get rid of Jeremy, everything will go back to normal.
That reminds me. I saw Miss Emily earlier. You remember her? You know she's Jeremy's niece.
She's looking for him.
That's right. She's helping us. In her own way.
As long as she don't stand in the way of the mother of 1,000 young.
I don't think she knows or cares about that. She just here for Jeremy. I've been more worried about that Detective Carmen fella. He been snooping around asking all kinds of questions.
God, it hurts.
I wish you would stop doing that. Gives me the heebie-jeebies.
I am not feeling comfortable about her referring potentially to herself as the mother of 1,000 young, after which she holds her belly. I'm kind of expecting her to give birth to something awful. And I'm not talking about the website. I know exactly who gave birth to the website. Though I'm not sure which is going to be more damaging. what comes out of her or what came out of something awful. I mean, granted, I came out of something awful, so, you know. Listen, Chaos, you will not convince me that Tim Pool was not born with the beanie on.
What is going on?
Well, time to explore for more thingies. I think so too, Zai. Oh, a sewing kit. Hi, Shen.
We must have faith that Jeremy's pact with the Dark Man is a bluff. If we are lucky, our visitors will find him and prove it's all nonsense before night falls. What is true is our attempt to call on her. Too many things have happened for this evening to be in vain. Think of Jack and Cassandra, even Perosi, whose circumstances I can't understand. Grace is a goat without horns. She knows it and will play the role. You must talk to your brother, Batiste. I worry that he will fail us. Mrs. Thompson.
Yeah, sorry, I completely forgot to add the Discord notification. I do apologize. I knew I forgot something. I did copy the link, and then I forgot to actually post it on Discord. I don't even remember why. Something distracted me. So my apologies. But what this is giving me even more clarification that that Chaos has sponsored a citizenship to our wonderful Zai. Thank you so much for your support. And Zai, do enjoy the emotes. You're already a citizen, so there's no, you know. Yeah, it was Thurn, because you last time you said that you switched browsers, because we were talking about it possibly being something about an ad block thingy, that maybe Twitch was detecting an ad block or something, and disabling features because of that. And then you changed your browsers and started getting channel points. So that was the thingy last time. See, I have some memories sometimes, okay? But yeah, what this note is telling us is that there are kind of two factions. There are the Thompsons, who are one faction, and the Dark Man is another. There are clearly two forces of something clashing together. And considering what was her name again? Baptiste's sister. She mentioned the mother of 1,000 young. I'm kinda concerned that there's gonna be some kind of grotesque leech babies coming out of her. Just saying. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised about that either, Theron. I'm just hoping it's not. I'm severely hoping it's not.
The orderlies, Baptiste and Lottie, were back at their...
Okay. We gotta get into the doctor's office. I mean, would you expect anything different, Shan?
It's blocked. Oh, I don't want to run into the orderlies right now. I should find another way.
I've never actually played Prisoner of Ice. So I'm actually wondering if...
I think Dr. Gray is in there. Maybe I can go snoop around.
So I'm
his
actually
office.
wondering if those are references to the game. Whatever items are in that category.
Lunacy and the Astarte Artist Colony, a monograph by Yael Klein. In early 1909, the old Derceto plantation outside of New Orleans was turned into an artist's colony. 3 famous European artists rented the house and the surrounding land from the owner, the Ledoux family. The colony was chiefly run by Sebastian Cortez, who was playfully dubbed the captain by his collaborators, William Arges and Heinrich Kassel. The colony existed for 6 years, until one day all 12 members disappeared without a trace. It is widely believed that their disappearance is connected to the disastrous hurricane that passed through on September 29, 1915, but nothing truly supports this claim. What is known is their frequent participation in New Orleans nightlife, their love for hosting parties, and their elaborate contributions to the Mardi Gras parades as the Pirates of Pontchartrain. Accounts of their lifestyle can be found in almost every gossip column. It can effectively be summed up as carefree and bohemian. In late June 1909, the name Astarte first appeared in the newspapers. Cortez said the name came to him as he was painting. There is never any claim to knowing about the ancient Phoenician fertility goddess with the same name before this time. His fellow colonist Heinrich Kassel did know, because he later produced sculptures that show clear references to ancient idols of the goddess. It's impossible to know for sure how this name suddenly made an appearance, but it is interesting because of Derceto's history.
First of all, those who know anything...
Maybe the real video was in here.
That is so deep, ReactBot. That's so deep. But anybody who knows Mass Effect, is it just me or does this narrator sound like Tali?
Even the name Derceto is the Greek name of a Syrian fertility goddess. In the case of naming the plantation, Derceto was certainly not an accident. We know that Elijah Pickford intended to build a temple for his cult, for he had distributed pamphlets 2 years prior to the purchase of the land, advertising his intentions. His followers were estimated to be almost 100 men and women, mostly sailors, Maroons, and Cajuns, when the plantation was built. To outsiders, Dorsetto registered as an ordinary slave plantation, which enabled Pickford and his flock to remain hidden for decades. The official story is that the cult lasted until 1862, when the Union Army came and burned down the plantation and scattered all who lived there. Following the Civil War, new people started to congregate in the ruins of Dorsetto to invent a new fertility goddess, the Shub Niggurath. As much as Dorsetto is a particular name to have heard of, it's not entirely uncommon among the learned. Astarte is equally known and could have been subconsciously chosen by well-read artists. Shub Niggurath is, on the other hand, very uncommon. Almost impossible that anyone in Louisiana would have heard that name. The name is referenced only in rare books like Unaussprechlichen Kulten and the Necronomicon, and is believed to be a bastardization of Arabic words meaning pertaining to the dark young. The few paragraphs printed on the goddess are so upsetting that no one in their right mind would want to build a religion resting on such qualities. The Shub Niggurath cult was hard to get rid of, but it is believed that despite the police jailing and killing several cultists over the years, the main culprit in the cult's demise is the cult itself, which seems to line up with every instance of cult activity on Dorsetto's grounds. When Captain J.W. Norton of the Union Army arrived, he described the people at Dorsetto as malnourished and maniacal. As much as the army tried to save them, they fought back with fervor, as if nothing was going to stop them from slowly destroying themselves. While the disappearance of the Astarte artist colony remains a mystery, the recurring motif seems to suggest that their fate involved lunacy and a hunger for self-sacrifice to that fertility goddess with 1,000 names.
I am quite interested to see where this is going. Not too much knows I have a very limited understanding of the Cthulhu mythos. I never really dug deep into it, even though I've meant to several times. There are things that I have heard of in passing, but which I
Mrs. Thompson,
don't really understand
the last
much.
week has been busy. Under these circumstances, I find it important to remind you that Dorsetto's concerns are not a public matter, nor is it something that should upset you. Please continue your excellent work, and don't spend a thought on the death of Perosi, or, more importantly, the suicide of Cassandra Beauregard. They should mean nothing to you or the staff. I rely on your loyalty, and trust that your close kinship with the Tabois siblings will keep Dorsetto's secrets hidden. Dr. Gray.
I mean, it's not a surprise that The annoying housekeeper might be a cultist. Chaos, calm down. Don't let your German side get too excited about the thought of rebuilding World War II. Okay? I'll be honest, Chen, I probably missed that one. But yeah, that does sound like an interesting thing, you know. Rebuilding after the events. Yeah, I can completely believe that, Zai. And that's one thing that I know for certain, that actually, if you have some resources that I should read, please post them to me, because I feel like that is something that I should do before I'm going to be making a video about this game. I feel like it would be a very valuable point of view to have. I'm still waiting for the fucking bear to wake up.
I can't leave yet. I need to get Jeremy out of here.
Because it sounds really perfect, Chan, actually.
Hey, little lady, how's your evening been going?
Ups and downs, I suppose.
I hear that. We all live in the life of an elevator operator.
Are you alright, sweetie?
Do you want to see my mask, miss? I'm making it for St. John's.
How did you... Is that supposed to be my... Ow!
You should learn your place, little girl.
Why are you acting this way? What did I ever do to you? Grace! Grace!
No, I think that was the exact opposite of random. Because Grace seems to be kind of embodying some of the worst. I don't know, it depends. I've been a lot of things that could be described in that way, but nothing really that has been
At least he's breathing.
specifically.
I'll just let him sleep it off.
Specifically highlighted. Like the entire talisman is technically built around a strange gem.
What did you expect from them? You created too much. There wasn't any room to breathe. Your reification rendered all possible worlds void. You took everything they could imagine and constrained it into something that you didn't even care about. Or maybe you did. Perhaps you cared the most of all. Maybe you tried to save them from themselves, and that is why you had to die.
Jeremy knew that the only one who could help him now was the guest in room number 3. The room seemed to have been empty for so long. But that wasn't allowed to be true. The story needed to be different. To include something from the outside, he would bring the guest back to room 3 and show them what was in that safe. 913. But those were not the right numbers. That was the combination for the safe in the clerk's office.
The sleeper has awakened. Sorry, that's dear. It's still missing France. I don't like that breathing in my left ear. I meant like it's literally missing. It's gone from the map. Listen, Shan, I cannot celebrate. I just cannot celebrate. Because let's be honest, all signs point to us having to restore France. I'm just going through trying to find any and all lanyards.
Brother, I need you to trust me. This is the most important moment in our family's history. I know you have doubts and that the terrible Mama Loa told you lies. I would
I
never
don't know
betray
about
you.
that.
I promise. Lottie.
I mean, sure. Maybe you know more than I do, Reactbot, and you think that there could be more important moments in this family's history, but, you know.
Detective Comby, I'm terribly sorry that my niece has pulled you into this mess. Please, with all my blessings, take her away from this cursed place. I have destroyed that Eater of Worlds and locked it away in the attic and retreated to a place of hiding. Tell Emily I'm safe. Tell her all the lies you can think of to make her listen. Take her back to New Orleans. Sincerely, Jeremy.
Okay, so... we need to get into the safe. But I also...
Outsider!
Okay. That was the Dark Man. Telling us to go into that room, for some reason. Listen, we're not collaborating with a fucking sniper wolf here, so it's not Darman.
Sometimes, I think this place makes me worse. That Derceto might be my grave. A coffin made of ostentatious architecture. A Taj Mahal for the drunken depressed. There's something about Derceto. Something about Dr. Gray. Like we all pretend that we're here to get better. When in fact we are here to be forgotten.
God, it's been a while since I've seen any Darman stuff. Because I so wanted to make a joke about the fucking god-awful videos that really don't serve the purpose that they're supposed to. Other than, of course, making money, which is the primary purpose.
Ruth, are you there? No, of course not.
Castle built the zoetrope as an exercise in animation. He is very interested in moving pictures and has even ordered an aeroscope camera for the colony. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of phantasmagoria he will produce. For now, his zoetrope entertains me greatly. It's not the little man passing his head, while quite humorous. It's the spell of that flickering light as it rotates. I swear, it takes me back to my childhood in a most profound way.
No, it just means serial stalker.
My hungry ass could not.
I mean, I know. And you were visited by... This is a sniper wolf. Alright, we need a... bulb. We need a Bulbasaur.
This is my room. I belong here.
Ashes of Indigo Prophecy. Also known as Fahrenheit.
I recognize this view.
I don't. But I am quite... But see, this is one of the things that the game does. You get so used to... the completely unnatural changes that you don't even... consciously pay attention to them as much, for example. Like, how many of you actually noticed that the time of day and the weather completely changed suddenly with all of the music and everything? I mean, that's the thing, Shan, because when you start paying attention, you start noticing that shit a lot more. But the game has conditioned people to instinctively not.
When I get back, I did this. I wrote that.
The empty room wasn't meant for patience, but many came and went anyway.
I don't know the combination. Wait, maybe I do.
Huh. Indeed I do.
Darling, I finally found that photograph from my time in France during the war. I don't expect this to be your fiancé, but it did make me think of him. What an incredible man he must have been. You were lucky in a way. He could have been a nobody and died falling into the Mississippi. Instead, he volunteered to travel across the world to fight for people in despair, dying with honor like Achilles at Troy. I am jealous of you. Or maybe him. It's all incredibly romantic. That's what I wanted to say. Please feel free to use my camera if you want to. It might cheer you up. It might bring him closer to you. Even if just in memory. Ruth.
But at least now we also know what happened with Emily's marriage.
How long have I been here?
It did. Really, the only thing that we had to do was realize that this had to do with Emily and check the things related to Emily. Which also... Where was it? This was the... Because this poem is also referenced in that. I am still extremely fucking engrossed.
Is this how you travel, Ruth?
The war in Europe rages on, and America is doing its part to hold back the German aggression. Ships from Boston and New Orleans arrived yesterday to bolster our gallant forces in France. These vessels played a crucial role in helping our allies defend the innocent and defeat the German war machine. In trenches, they will defend themselves against the charging horde with razor-sharp ingenuity, all while planning how to advance the front with the use of artillery, machine guns, and pure American spirit. For there are more things than bullets and explosives that can cheat a man out of his God-given right to live. On the home front, a deadly influenza has claimed many lives. In New Orleans, almost 1,000 souls have perished in
Oh yeah, because now we're in the World War I trenches.
I'll find you, John.
Yeah, it's far less fun than the Spanish Fly.
What was that?
First one. It does, doesn't it, Case?
To all of you, let me explain one damn thing. America, America, America. Dude, you understand? America, America, America. My point is, America's first.
Oh wait, would this be the second one? Because this is when... No, I guess it would have to be the second, right? Because if this is when her husband died, then it would have to be the second, right? Maybe? The timelines are very confusing at this point. I'm not entirely sure. I don't even know what year it is supposed to be. I've completely forgotten. So they got married in 1918. Right? Yeah, it would be... I'd kind of assume that, based on what I think I know about the timeline, which is relatively confusing. I would think it is World War I. But it is 100% on purpose.
John.
I think those are... I'm so confused, but in a good way. I hope you're doing well, Doza. I'm just very immersed in the game right now, which is not something that happens all the time, but right now I'm very happy. The problem with that is, of course, that when I'm very invested in a game and immersed, I sometimes kind of forget that I'm streaming. Oh, fuck. Which is obviously not the best for the whole streaming aspect of it. You know?
No, it's perfectly fine. You'll be fine.
It's just, you know, it is what it is. I know, I'm just a piece of sexy meat for you, but you know, that's that is my lot in life. You know what, I was also, you know, relatively surprised how cheap it was to fix our chainsaw. And it's also nice that when you actually have all the information needed, how well oh shit.
Oh god, I thought I was done with you.
I haven't really paid attention, Doza, because they're so rare in the south. I never actually remember to check whether they show this far in the south. Sometimes, yeah, Bannon. It's not every night, though. But it does go so low that you need a pretty... Well, if we got tall trees around, you're not gonna see it, let's put it like that. God damn it. Are you got a license for that accent? We're in a war zone and we can't find any ammunition. Come on. That's kind of funny, Chaos. I thought I had no sense. But speaking again of the discrepancies and stuff, you know, wouldn't it make sense again? Because if we're now in around the 30s, right? Because the game was somewhere around 30s. Or the setting of the game is around the 30s, right? So let's say her fiancé died in the First World War. And these are all memories, dreams, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Wouldn't it then make sense that even the perception of a war would be modified by what people imagine things are based on their sensibilities at the time?
There's nothing here.
I'm just trying to find anything and everything that I can. Of course, Shan. If the thing tells me to go somewhere, I will go the opposite direction first. That is the law of video games. I mean, yeah, Banin, and note how even the game is kind of commenting on that. Because on the first artillery strikes that happened, Emily's reaction was stronger. But now that that happened, now that we got another one of those, I don't even know how many it is now in the war zone. But we got yet another loud noises, everything shakes, and even Emily was just, huh? Ah, okay, it's over. Never mind. I do think that too is very much intentional. Exactly, Bannon. I do think that is exactly the whole point, that even Emily's reaction being almost non-existent at that point is in part exactly pointing out the kind of desensitization not only to jump scares in video games, but also how you can get used to atrocities and stuff in general. Considering it is war. Oh, fuck. There it is. Now, based on the previous 3 chapters, I don't think I am. Not at all. And how little they have actually used jump scares in the game. This is really showing how it is very much a passion project. Because trust me, in the rest of the game, they haven't really used jump scares. There have been, like, I'd say 2 instances which were used at very appropriate moments, I would say. So the fact that we now have this war scenario where it is much more frequent. Yeah, I do think that a lot of this is very much intentional. Including the way in which the characters get desensitized. And how players do as well. Okay. But seriously, I am very positively surprised about how much care was put into this game. And that just makes me more sad that so little effort was put into actually advertising the game. Because like I mentioned at one point, I heard about this game, the existence of this game, after the studio was already dissolved. That's how little the publisher cared to actually advertise this.
way I can kill that thing!
It is an unfortunate reality, yes. Crawl away. Crawl away! Crawl away! Now, I'm making a video about that, Bannon. And yes, Bannon, I do have to keep that voice clip in. Yeah, Dozer, I need to publish them again on the VOD channel. Because I'm moving everything there, but I've been so busy I haven't been publishing more there. But I should.
John. Oh, John.
I'm getting on vacation next week, so I intend to schedule a couple of months of uploads there. Including the Ultima ones.
What's the matter?
I can't take you dying again. I'm still hurting.
What's the matter,
But the war effort in Europe is not our
Your death was just so...
death numbers on the home front are on the rise due to
unfair.
the influenza known as the Spanish flu. The New Orleans City Council decided to open yet another emergency hospital in the old Derceto plantation.
Where is this? Where am I?
Okay. That was another thing where listening to background stuff was important. Because, A, we did get a name drop of the Spanish flu. But B, we learned more about Derceto Manor that we hadn't learned before, which was that according to the radio, they had opened an emergency treatment center at the Derceto plantation. But what I need to do now, one moment. Because it was reminded and I have to actually fucking do it. One moment. I'll schedule some video releases now for the VOD channel quickly. Okay, let's find the Ultima ones and start from those. I have so many fucking videos on the channel that are unpublished because I had to move all of the fucking VODs to YouTube. I just need to actually publish them at some point. Let's see, there's Ultima 1. And I just realized one thing. Sorry about this one moment. Teensy moment. Because I was supposed to do this shit way earlier. But I haven't. So let's start now. I'll just put a couple and I'll then okay, I'll publish part 1 of Ultima 4 now. And then I'll schedule a couple. So the next one tomorrow. Where's part 3? There's part 3. Because I was supposed to do this God knows how fucking much ago. And I just didn't do anything. So it's actually... I'll schedule this week's uploads and I'll add more once my vacation begins. And for those who don't know where, there is a channel specifically for these, which is Fintroverts VODs, which is different from the channel where it's also where I'm streaming currently on YouTube, by the way. There. Now we have a couple of Ultima 4 videos scheduled for release.
TT.
Yeah, are they Stardust Ziggies? Giggity. Also, are we now in Amnesia the Bunker? Oh,
Oh, come on.
yeah, exactly my thought.
I need the key.
Alright, I'm already not a fan that this definitely... I mean, I would be a fan of that, but I'm more concerned that we are definitely getting into the namesake of the game. Also note that It's not exactly a heartbeat, but it has the rhythm of it. No, nobody's annoyed by you talking about cats. Cats are amazing. So keep doing that. Oh, great. It's a puzzle.
That's better.
And I managed to accidentally solve it before I even got to go through all the things. I mean, that's good enough for me. Deseto Entombment. A set of technical detailing how parts of Deseto will be sealed off. Interesting. Yeah, I've always been bad at those. I don't know why, but my brain just doesn't wrap around those kinds of puzzles well, Bannon. You know, the ones where you have multiple switches, and each of those switches moves different switches. I don't know why, but my brain can't just wrap around those. So it's not a condemnation of the puzzle itself. It's that I know my limitations, and my brain just doesn't think that many steps ahead as those puzzles generally require. Yeah, it was Dozadong. Just... I mean, those are basically the same, yes.
Closing the refuge, June 17, 1919. It is with a heavy heart that I must declare the Deseto Refuge to be harmful beyond saving. As an emergency hospital, we have over the last 2 years treated hundreds of patients suffering the so-called Spanish flu. Unfortunately, our mortality numbers are unforgivable. While the influenza in itself was often successfully treated, many died of fungal infections and sudden acts of violent madness. In order to dismantle the refuge safely, building engineers will survey what parts of the house are especially contaminated by the peculiar rot discovered by Jean-Baptiste Bois. The rot is believed to be the main perpetrator in spreading the deadly fungal infection, but also the cause of the incurable madness. The most afflicted rooms will then be sealed permanently to create a cordon sanitaire. As the dead seem to exacerbate the spreading of the fungal infection, all bodies that can't be cremated by tomorrow will be forever entombed inside Deseto's sealed section. The refuge was never meant to be permanent, and as the influenza epidemic seems to be in decline, it stands to reason that we shut the facility altogether. Many brave volunteers have helped for very little pay to treat those in need for almost 2 years, and we are forever in their debt. All surviving patients will be transferred to other medical facilities around New Orleans as soon as possible. At the end of the summer, we should be able to leave Deseto to recover. Dr. Isaac Herbert.
Alright, more history. Alright, so not exactly that.
Betrayal!
Okay, I'm not entirely sure. Where I'm supposed to build this.
I'm not entirely sure.
No, I'm not.
What's that?
Good question.
It's not real, it's not happening again. It's all in your head.
$2.17. Oh, John. I didn't know this is where you would end up. I didn't want to know. I stopped visiting you because I couldn't stand the indignity of your awful illness. I was ashamed of you. Ashamed of myself. Forgive me. Please, John. Let me go. Are we done here? Is this what you wanted?
I mean, that's surprisingly fitting for this game, let's be honest. But yeah, it is one of those things, isn't it, that it is very likely referring to the whole kind of, which you can still tell a lot of people hold those kinds of attitudes, even to this day, where, you know, you get sick, you get weak, you're no longer a man, you can't do the things that you're societally expected to do, therefore you're worthless, pointless, shameful. Which was probably even worse back in the day. It is still saying, though, that there is something in the morgue. But it could also be that. Right, that's a lanyap, right? And therefore, she stopped and stopped using her married name, stopped wearing the ring. Wanted to be herself. But now, I'm going to take a short little break, and then we're going to continue. So, I shall return. You know, I'll be completely honest. I had originally thought that, you know, I'd do this kind of an incentive of, let's say $20 / 2 levels of the chat, and we'd do some VR streaming testing live. But then I also thought, I really want to play Alone in the Dark, so see my dilemma? On one hand, I'm very greedy, but on the other hand...
It's not real, it's not happening again, it's all in your head.
Alone in the Dark. Partial capture a brain grimed by unsettling darkness. I don't know how they got my brain scans into the game, but I'm impressed. Hi, Subsoul. Yeah, 24-hour channel playing VODs for the ad revenue.
I need the key.
Radiography. Patient Jeremy Hartwood. Date June 14, 1930. Plates. Jeremy's skull proved difficult to capture properly. Partial radiographs worked best. A complete picture of the brain can be assembled by piecing 3 plates together. Observations. Even when looking at an assembled version, a shadow covers significant parts of Jeremy's brain. Possible tumor, but more likely that the equipment is failing. Jeremy reacted strongly to the pictures and claimed to see a giant clay worm eating and displacing his memories. Notes. While this exercise has left me nowhere closer to an answer, I feel confident that a Burkhardt lobotomy should sever all necessary parts. Hypothetical psychosurgery based on the ideas by Burkhardt and the St. Petersburg research could end up saving Jeremy's mind. Severing the connections around the frontal lobe would certainly solve most mental afflictions. The procedure would be brutal in performance, as well as in efficiency. An ice pick pushed through the edge of the eye and into the skull would untether the nerves like Alexander cutting the Gordian knot. As this would likely leave Jeremy in a very different condition, all other paths should first be explored. The medical instrument I would need for this lobotomy is missing, and I should have Waits order a new one.
I know you're not, Shen. I think I think an Asmongold stream would be closer to that, to be honest. Just, yeah, based for fucking God knows how many hours in a row. What else indeed?
What's this?
And I'm doing the hairs raising at the back of my neck thing for now. That moved those, and that moved those two. That moves those three. That those two. Okay. And that moved those two. Nothing moved that, right? Oh, that one moved that also. And nothing moves that except this.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah, my mind really doesn't I guess we got the clay worm eating him up. I'll probably do completion stuff, you know, a lot when I'm obviously going to have to replay a lot of this for the video. Because there are a lot of things that are left, you know, uncompleted in the map. But it could also mean that it's just Oh, hello there. Suddenly, it's all gone again.
I guess I never got a chance to look around this place.
That is very true, we didn't explore the attic. I'm not gonna do it yet.
What's this?
Now comes one big question. What's gonna be Carnby's version of this chapter? Cause it can't be the same, can it? Because why would we go after her fiance, right? I don't know. But I am very curious. Also... What's that place?
This feels
A boat.
familiar somehow.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Jeremy, where are you?
I'm stuck in the mud and the bayou is taking me.
Jeremy? Can you hear
The
me?
motor is dead. I can't do anything more.
Hang on, Jeremy. I'll get the boat running. I'll get you out of here.
It's possible. That was the first time we really got to explore the attic, so... Might have seen it in passing before. Oh! What the f... Yeah, we've seen those before, just from afar. I mean, I think we're in it, Chaos. Somewhere in the distance we're hearing how genocide's good, actually. You know what's the kind of dumbest fucking thing, which kind of shows how disgusting the person is? That I've seen, I saw today. It was Asmongold considering starting a fundraiser for Palestine and raising more than Hassan. Not because he wants to help Palestinians, because obviously he thinks they're, you know, subhuman with an inferior culture. But because it would trigger Hassan. I'd go for it. I'd be so triggered if you'd raise 10 million for charity for Palestine.
The boat is run aground. Into the bayou.
I'd be so
If I get the
triggered,
motor
so
running,
please
I could
just
try
do it.
backing into the river.
It's incredibly petty and kind of fucking disgusting how some of those fucking slop tubers really show how they don't give a fucking thing about you know, actually people dying and shit. They just think of everything in the terms of drama and personal gripes. It's like so fucked up. I didn't think any different. I just, you know, am always shocked at how open some people are about how little they care.
Jeremy, where are you?
There are many ways to cross a threshold. The easiest one is being invited. A door swung open, leading you inside. Another is sleep, hypnosis, or even sudden fright. There are those who fold spaces that challenge Mobius, or jump through angles that defy Euclid. If you learn to properly use your talisman, you could go anywhere. You wouldn't even need to rely on the fluttering wings of the shrieking Byakis.
What a fucking Byaki. Eggs. I mean, yeah, it is a surprise case, considering, you know, Germany. But in the end, it doesn't really matter at all. I mean, the only way in which it really matters is that it does show that maybe almost 2 years of live-streamed child murder is a little bit too much for a lot of people. So it's showing a kind of change in attitude. But as long as Israel is the vassal state of the United States, it's not like anybody can actually do anything about it. Yeah, that's why I thought that the drone attacks were really cool, Theron. Because I actually think that that was much more important than anything else that has really happened during the Ukraine war. Because it gives Ukraine its one kind of leverage in ceasefire negotiations. Because it's relatively easy, I mean, it's relatively cheap, relatively difficult to counter, and by showing that they can do it, it's showing Russians that it can be done again. I mean, it seems like you did. I don't know. Ukraine had planned a big drone strike within Russia's borders. And they used small drones smuggled into Russia to strike several air bases and blow up a lot of their bomber. What was it, like 30% of the tactical bombers were destroyed in the drone attacks? It was fucking awesome. And by doing that, I think Ukraine showed that even if conventional warfare, Russia is definitely on top because of just the sheer amount of manpower. But being able to do that kind of a strike within Russian borders just gives them that much more of a... gives them just that much more leverage in the negotiations, because they have shown that they have the capacity and capability to actually do some massive damage in a way which is not that easy to counter. Exactly, Shen. That is exactly the point. My concern is that I don't know what the right direction is, and I don't want to go in the right direction.
I can break this. I just need something.
Yeah, I am expecting more fighting, Shan. I mean, let's be honest, France is probably one of the thing, one of the places that I would expect to do something like that. Alright, next path. mean, the US has also done their best to ensure that that is the case. Which is why they were not at all happy with the plans of ramping up domestic manufacturing.
Yeah.
So then we need to find fuel. Question is, where can we get fuel? But what also needs to be thought of is that USA is the reason why we think we need guns. Because who do you think is the country that most often destabilizes regions, causing in fucking wars? It's the one who wants to sell you weapons, which is the US. Why do you think the US wanted Israel in the Middle East in the first place? Destabilize the oil-producing nations, get some benefits out of that, while making sure that you can sell weapons to your vassal state non-stop. It's all a big fucking racket. Because let's be honest, it's been in the USA's best interests to keep the Ukraine war going. To get everybody to buy more weapons. That's why they were so mad when European countries were talking about ramping up local production instead of just buying from the US. They were like, you need to get more weapons. Okay, we'll make our own. Not like that.
I miss the old equals 3.
Could somebody link the border channel, please? Thank you. Thank you. fuck? How many of you are there? Very many. I'm not entirely sure where I want to go. All I know is that ow. Oh, okay, great. There be a lot of enemies. Very, very many. Many me's. Yeah, I definitely don't have enough bullets. And I'm not sure what I need to do here.
Sounding like Jeremy called out for help.
Oh, right. Now I know what I need to do. I just got so... Yeah, I don't remember classical music for shit. That wasn't Dance Macabre, was it? No, I need to do something. So I couldn't use that. So what do I need to use then, if not that? I mean, we just started the engine, so I thought that I would have to come here and... For fuck's sake. Where were the weapons? There.
The boy ends up reacting the same way any guy would if you were to take away his porn. Axe to the face!
Because we are supposed to reverse this thing from the swamp. So obviously I expected that we'd come here, use this, but apparently not. So what do I need to do then? What do I need to use? Oh, for fuck's sake, hit it! Okay, this... Why doesn't it hit them now? I also don't have any healing items, so just... So many of these fucking things. You know, Emily is really getting the shaft by being the first character we're playing through things. I do have to say that I would have made that a little bit differently, because I would have put the bottom on the other side. Well, this is exactly what I'm trying to explain, Shan, because we're coming from this direction. And from the direction where we have to come from when we start the engines. And the light was facing the opposite direction. And we don't really come from that direction at all, unless we specifically go and look at the boat. So I would have put the button on the other side to make it more clear. So that's a slight, you know, negative in the level design. Neither would I. I ran out of everything because I was fighting those little fuckers. Because I have no healing items and no health. We're not in a particularly good position, let's be honest. Yes, we need more gun, food, a melee weapon, and more alcohol. There, now we have some health. New melee weapon. It's a tactical shovel. It works for me. You know, when you wear that tactical shovel, chicks dig the tactical shovel.
I cast a spell on myself to win the lottery, so that I may build my dream house.
That is indeed the dream, Copes. I wish for that for myself as well.
Jeremy?
Are you ready to tell me?
What's happening?
We're landing on the doctor's office, obviously.
Uncle!
Are you under the impression that you died? Yes. No. I was supposed to die.
What does that mean to you? That you were supposed to die?
I'm the catalyst. I had to die to make the story happen.
Story? What are you referring to, Jeremy?
30 years ago, Frederic needed me to die.
Jeremy!
You're not making any sense. Come back. Find your focus.
Uncle?
I cheated everyone. I didn't play my part. I escaped my doom. Destiny!
Again, find your focus.
Jeremy!
Now everything is wrong. Nothing is in place.
Hey, listen to me! We're gonna drown!
Calm down, Miss Hartwood. You're not in any danger.
But... Jeremy... He was here, wasn't he?
Miss Hartwood, I am beginning to suspect your family curse is catching up with you. Have you ever talked to a doctor about your condition?
No. No, I was just confused. I thought I saw him for a moment. I'm fine. I'll let you be.
Miss, I want you to know I'm here to help, if you need me.
Also, that was fucking meta. Because that was... Not even kidding. That was directly talking about the changes to the story of the game. Because the original Alone in the Dark came out 30 years ago, give or take a couple of years. I needed to die to make the story happen. Because yes, in the first Alone in the Dark he died and that made the story happen. And he said, Frederic needed me to die. Which is the game designer of Alone in the Dark, Frederic Renal. So yeah, Frederic needed him to die 30 years ago to make this happen. That is actually true. It was talking about... That was meta as fuck. I have absolutely no idea at this point, Shan. All I know is that I need to re-watch that cutscene because I was so shocked by the meta nature of it all. Yes. That is exactly what I said, Darren. That door opened on its own.
Miss Hartwood, lock the door, will you? I'd rather not run into dear Dr. Gray if I can help it.
This feels strange. So very strange.
Okay, now we are in a static camera game mode.
There's a book missing.
Myth of the Golden Fleece. That was also the first book we found in the original Alone in the Dark.
You okay?
This place? It's like something from my childhood.
Hi,
This is
Maury.
the private study of a very peculiar man.
Can we get a camera? No, come on. Hello, what's that? Oh, is that the original talisman? It is!
What's this?
It is so fucking meta. It's...
I think this is it. I'm properly mad.
You should be. Dr. Gray's playing with fire. Derceto's a powder keg of loonies, all ready to play their part in a murderous cult.
I'm trying to say I've lost my mind, Detective. The Heartwood curse has caught up with me.
I'm sure you're exaggerating. Try to focus on whatever you've been doing.
Right. Breaking the Dark Man's contract. Does it even matter anymore?
I don't know because I have no idea where this is going.
A secret door.
Looks like it.
Careful. Let me go first.
I know not.
Now we're talking. Great
We're
job.
still keeping the same camera angle. Getting those angle changes. You're fucking kidding me.
I can't believe I didn't see that before.
Yeah, we have gotten to the ultimate reference territory, basically.
Found anything?
Oh, Dr. Gray's in so deep, I knew it. He's as mad as his patients. I mean, look at this. She who can till the soil of this sick world and begin again. The black goat of the woods with 1,000 young. Absolute insanity.
Not really, Mori. I've just maybe tinkered with the settings a little bit.
I have the strangest sensation that this is somehow Jeremy's room.
What? No. This is Dr. Gray's private quarters.
I feel... I want to apologize, Detective, for my elusive behavior tonight. I'm glad you haven't given up on me and my uncle yet.
Ah, you got nothing to apologize for. In fact, you've been out of my hair for most of the evening, you're self-reliant, and you've been helping with your own particular brand of investigation. As far as I'm concerned, you're an exemplary client.
Thank you, Edward. Mr. Carnby.
It's gonna be really something when I get to the point of making a
Good
video
to
about
finally
this.
meet you, Mr. Hartwood. I'm here on the behalf of your brother Philip. You were expecting me, weren't you?
Yes. You're from DeSoto, no?
That's right. I just wanted to ask you a few questions to see if there is anything I can do to help you and your family.
Okay.
I understand you're full of imagination. You make up a lot of things.
I suppose.
And you obsess over them, blurring reality and fiction.
Sometimes.
Do you want to tell me about the Dark Man?
No. No, I don't.
That's all right. Perhaps there is something else you can tell me. Something you know to be made up, but you hold dear.
Juan?
John? Who's John?
No. Juan Luis Jorge. Oh, wait there a moment. Here, take a look.
Is he... Oh, he is the author.
It's a magnificent book. Life-changing even. The real Juan is long dead, but I like to think of him as my friend. My most beloved friend.
I see. Do you often do this? Fantasize about people you read about?
No. No. Well, there is Jacob.
Who is Jacob?
Turn to the last page.
Oh, it's a newspaper article. The Prisoner of Ice, Jacob van Ostad. Is he also your beloved friend?
Oh, no, Doctor. Not at all. He is the fire that fights fire.
Yes, I think it's clear your overstimulated imagination, this mania, needs to be tempered for you to live a normal life. I know your family calls it the Hartwood curse, but I want you to know that there is nothing supernatural about your condition. It's all inside your head. And with that, I'm very qualified to deal with. In time, you will be cured.
In time. In time.
Yes, in time we will exorcise all your demons, all the dark men.
Yeah!
Please, Mr. Hartwood, calm yourself.
What happened?
Oh, don't you worry your little head about it, Miss Hartwood. Your uncle and I just had our first breakthrough.
This has something to do with the numbers for the talisman.
It's not real. It's not happening again. It's all in
The
your head.
Snake Dagger, a monograph by Yael Klein. In Ludwig Prin's book on pagan rituals called The Mystery of the Grave, as translated by Nicholas Vachy, there are several references to a sacrificial dagger called the Snake Dagger. It has long been thought of as a poor translation of the original text, that it would be more appropriate with worm dagger from the Latin vermis cultrum. This seems natural, following the recent consensus that the original title of Prin's book, De Vermis Mysteris, should literally translate to The Mystery of the Worm. However, this would take away from Vahi's great effort at translating the underlying meaning of the words and revealing several cultural beliefs. While Prin certainly was using the term worm as a symbol or synecdoche for death and the dead, which is made clear by the contents of the book, in the case of the dagger, we shouldn't be too hasty to dismiss his translation. Reading through Vahi's correspondence with his patron, it appears that he had more than just the Latin text at his disposal. Vahi had dug up Prin's living relatives and uncovered several cross-referenced historical texts and an actual snake dagger. The dagger was dated to the early Middle Kingdom of Egypt and had such a clear shape of a wave that Vahi considered calling it the sinusoidal blade. Knowing the full story, it seems prudent that he chose to translate it as snake and not worm. There are several reasons why this choice of word helps us understand the pagans that Prin's book attempts to describe.
Yeah, that also very much sounds like the dagger used that found in the secret room that needed a hollow book in the first Alone in the Dark.
The symbolic value of the shape becomes more apparent when reading about the use for the dagger. In the passage of possession and exorcism, we find the snake dagger poisons the poisoner within the victim and is therefore pacified. Where the literal text would tell us that the worm dagger trumps the demon possessing the victim, it tells us nothing of their reasoning. Only that somehow this dagger wins against the demon, like it had the better hand in poker. Vahi's translation allows us to follow the underlying logic to the ritual magic that is being performed. Poison the poisoner sounds like fighting fire with fire. That to hurt the demon possessing its victim, the priests would have to fight back with a power that is known to the evil they are fighting. The snake dagger is therefore not only a good way to describe its form, but it also helps us understand how it could be thought of as a useful tool for exorcism. Finally, it also helps us understand their relationship to lunacy, that it was thought of as something poisoning the mind rather than controlling it. What is also interesting to note is that the possessed are always considered poisoned in their head and not their heart. The snake dagger always went to the eye of the possessed, leaving them partially blind, if they had the good luck to survive.
I don't like where this is going. I have concerns of the Lucio Fulci kind. I mean, we'll find out.
Hello? Who's there? Jeremy?
Jeremy is with the Dark Man. You can't save him.
Jeremy is with the Dark Man? Where? Who is he? What is the Dark Man?
The Heartwood Curse. He will come for you too.
Okay, so now we need numbers for the... Wait, Well, guess we're going to Narnia next.
You heard the telephone ring, right?
No, the telephone's cut off. I tried calling the police earlier.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
See, this is again the normalization of the strangeness to the characters. It's like, you heard the phone ring, right? No, it's cut off. Yeah, I figured that. Just kind of expected. It was just me.
It's not happening again. It's all in your head.
Hey, Mr. Carnby?
What?
Nothing, right?
That's a closet.
That's right, Detective. I'll see you later. I have to finish this.
You're going inside the closet?
I know what it looks like, but I can't explain it, much less justify it.
All right. You do what you have to do, miss.
Goodbye, Detective.
And I'm assuming we would have a lot of Prisoner of Ice references here. If I had ever played it, I would maybe understand them. John! No politique here! No politique! Hello.
What can be said about Jacob van Ostad without evoking contempt or apologia? The first piece of information is the obvious. He is not the explorer Jeremy idolized in his youth, but the figment of his imagination. If you want biographical facts, I am not the one to answer such questions. In the case of Jeremy, he is a guardian of imagination, or rather a persona appointed the role of containing a self-sabotaging mania. However useful Jacob once was, his loyalty to Jeremy has slowly been replaced by fanaticism. Like a firekeeper who has for decades been burnt by his own sacred flames, now does what he imagines the fire wants. Jeremy has lost all control over Jacob and suffers greatly because of him, but is admittedly also still invigorated by his labor. In the plainest of words, Jacob keeps Jeremy sick so he can remain Jeremy.
What horrors?
I know, it doesn't sound like fun.
We found the ancient stellarium perched on a cliff facing the Arctic Ocean after a day of sailing due north of the Eskimo encampment. Jacob van Ostad was our most keen member of the expedition. He had been chasing down the source of a peculiar type of crystallized metal present in several sacred items among the natives on the northeast coast of Greenland. The site was a remarkable find for any explorer, and we were all enraptured in our search for enlightenment and meaning. The surviving architecture seemed almost unearthly in origin and astonishingly sophisticated. The metal Jacob was searching for was abundant, almost ubiquitous. We were so taken by our find that we were surprised by the sun falling below the horizon. As we quickly picked up our gear, ready to head back to our camp, Jacob van Ostad declared that he wanted to stay. He was adamant. We begged him to reconsider. The night would be getting colder by the hour, and we feared for all our safety. Jacob refused, threatening us with violence if we wouldn't leave him alone. As the snowfall turned heavier, we left him there on his own. The next day, the weather became worse, and we had to spend hours enforcing our shelter as our tents became increasingly useless. The group had written off Jacob, thinking he must be dead. I had an urge to make one final attempt to save him, so I headed out as darkness fell with a handful of flares and headed toward the coast and up the climb towards the Stellarium. That's when I saw him, transfixed by a burning sky, that celestial lantern. Jacob keeled over and let out a painful shriek that struck me with such fear and pity. He was crying in agony, for the cold weather had ravaged his flesh. I called out to him, and he turned to face me. His vacant stare held me in place like a needle through a butterfly, and he said, "You must leave now, Heshtan. Go, and never come back." And so I left.
And Chaos, thank you very much for sponsoring the citizenship to Asmongold Band, who is now banned. Thank you, Shan. I mean, it's fine. It's completely fine, Shan, because A, he'd never find this channel anyway, and B, if he does, it's better that he's banned. Well, I didn't expect that I would have to get the Finland experience in the game, but whatever. We have the flares. And we have found green. Northern Lights in a Stargate. What the fuck is that? I'm trying to... Hello?
talk about this.
It's too late, Mother. It's too late.
Ow! Get away from me, Mr. Tentacle Face. I mean, let's be honest, you know, shotgun to the face is very often a solution to problems. He became the thing!
How? I killed you!
Ow! I keep forgetting that I have the dodge button, which is why I keep getting hit.
Mori chipped 5.
Mori, thank you for the TP of a 5e. Your support is quite appreciated. Now. didn't realize I was still hidden.
The boy ends up reacting the same way any guy would if you were to take away his porn. Axe to the face!
I don't understand. Why are you here? I did everything you wanted to break the pact. What else can I do? Wait, it did work. That's why you're coming after me. You're in my head now. In that case, I hope you enjoy your stay.
Emily, stop!
Don't worry. We got you.
Are you alone? Or is he in there with you? Miss Hot, what is up?
Heard you almost painted the foyer with your own blood and guts. Good to see you still in one piece. Stick around, will you? It's going to be an exciting night.
Good to see you made it, miss. And all that ruckus, Lotta gave you a healthy dose of that sleeping juice. Wasn't sure you'd be waking up again.
What happened?
You had a psychological breakdown. Tried to shoot yourself. Sorry for the manhandling, but we just wanted to save you.
You also stabbed Jeremy in the eye.
Is he alright?
He's a little strange, but everything else is back to normal.
Really? I broke the pact?
I don't know what you did, but it worked. Let's see you standing up, miss.
Jeremy, are you okay? I'm so sorry for hurting you. How can you ever forgive me?
Emily, I missed you so. I do hope you'll stay with me for a while.
Uncle, what's wrong? Is it anesthesia? He seems so meek.
I wish that was the case. It turns out that you managed to lobotomize him. It's actually quite impressive considering your technique.
This is permanent?
You sacrificed a piece of his mind to save the whole. It's a little like treating a bad knee by cutting off the leg. It's blunt, but it works.
That's terrible.
Perhaps. But at least he won't suffer anymore. Do you remember the Dark Man, Jeremy?
Ah, yes. Where did he go? I hope he is doing all right.
You see? With a violent stab, you made any future treatment quite redundant. I assume you will be bringing him with you back to New Orleans.
I will. I just need to find Detective Carnby.
I am not confident that it is quite that easy. I also think there was an opportunity to get a different kind of ending for us, or a resolution, because we got two objectives previously. One was to break into the doctor's office, and the other one was to do the things which revealed us, you know, things about Emily's past and stuff. We never did break into his office. We never got to see what happened there. So maybe things would have been different if we hadn't confronted our own past. That is at least a possibility. God, I'm so gonna play the shit out of this when we're done. Yes, unfortunately, work. Unfortunately, work. Yeah. It is what it is, you know. I would like to just keep on streaming and just fucking fully finish the game, but that is not a thing that can happen today. Instead, I will have to run to work. So, again, thank you everyone so much for being here. Fuck me, I love this so much. And, I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna be able to stream before my vacation begins. I might be able to stream on the weekend, but I can't stream on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Those are definite no-nos. So, Saturday is the only one when I might be able to. I'm not sure. But if not, then I'm going to stream at the earliest convenient position when my vacation begins, which would likely be Thursday. Because Wednesday there's stuff. This is a bit of a busy period for me at this point, which, you know, kind of makes things problematic because I'd like to fucking continue. But anyway, I gotta go to work now. We'll see when I can stream, hopefully as soon as possible, because I fucking love this and I want to see where this goes. And I also want to see what is Canby's little secret. But that is it for this time. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. But until then, Fintrovert, signing out.
Next time, obey.
Also, my mouse just disappeared. Oh, there it is.